Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be a fun one, and as you can tell, my hair is not done because we are going to be sort of testing out, reviewing, and trying out the Dyson Airwrap Complete. This bad boy retails for a whopping $549. But I got this for my birthday, which was last month, and I thought it would be such a good idea to just sort of be able to review it on sort of thick curly hair. So I have pretty much thick curly hair. We'll see this out throughout the video. And I just want to test out every attachment and give you guys sort of just like an in-depth video of how they work, if they work, and then sort of just towards the end round up which attachment I think are actually worth it and which ones I would pass on. So I have used some and maybe most of these already just to try and like get a first impressions on them, and I have some thoughts on a few of them. But if you would like to see how they work, what I think, and if it's worth all that money, well then just keep on watching. So before we get into actually doing the hair, I just want to quickly go over all the pieces because the Airwrap Complete comes with 9 attachments, I believe. And so I'm just gonna quickly show them to you. So in the box we have the base blower or like air wrap, which is this, and this is sort of just like what it looks like. You have the buttons to just be able to turn on and off and change the fan setting, as well as the lock button here. Then we have a 1.2-inch Airwrap Barrel, which is going to be to create sort of like those smaller waves. So we have these. We have a pair of those, one that goes this direction and the other that goes the other. Then we have a 1.6 Airwrap Barrel. So we have sort of the same thing, but these are just bigger. So these would create bigger curls. Then we have a firm smoothing brush, which is going to be this one. And this one doesn't have any like little ball or bristles at the end. It's just kind of just straight like that. We then also have a soft smoothing brush, which is going to be this one. And this is just kind of what it looks like. Next up, we have a round volumizing brush, which is going to be this one. And these you kind of just attach to the base, and you can have pretty much different stylers. And then the last thing we have is the pre-styling dryer, which is going to be this. So those are for the most part all the attachments. I think we're gonna try all of them. I don't know how well they're gonna work with my hair, but we're gonna try all of them. I do want the soft curls, so we'll leave the barrels for the end because that's the one that I'm kind of like most excited for. So my typical hair routine would be I would go in with my Amica blower, so sort of with something like this to sort of just straighten out the hair and dry it. So you know what, let's just try this one because I feel like if we don't try this first, we're never gonna try it. So I'm just gonna section off a part of my hair, and we're gonna try this just to see sort of like how does the blower work and how does this attachment work with it. So I've just taken my hair out of that microfiber towel. What I usually always like to do is put just a little bit of oil for hydration. So here I have my CJ Walker coconut oil. I love how it smells, and I've had it for a while now. I'm just gonna put a little bit. I typically put this all over the hair, but we're just gonna do this section here in the bottom to sort of just get a sense of what each attachment does, and then you can pretty much decide which attachment you would like to use and which one you don't. So we have this one. And I just turned it on, and it's funny because you would think this is the side that the air blows out, but it's actually from this side. It doesn't really have any structure, so I'm pretty sure this is gonna send my hair just like flying all over the place, but we will try this. All right, so we are zoomed in, and I'm just going to comb my hair because I already feel like this is just gonna go like a hot mess, but we're gonna try this. I think this is just supposed to be to sort of just like dry up the hair. So or help dry it. So I'm just gonna turn that on, and we're gonna see how it works. Okay, so quick first impression, you definitely need to hold your hair down like this in order for it to sort of just stay straight, because if you just blow it on its own, it's gonna send your hair flying. So that's the first thing. I mean, it's doing a really good job at just sort of just like drying it. I typically would prefer sort of something with a brush sense or something so that it can straighten and kind of go down and like more on the straighter side. I feel like this could dry up my hair to look a bit like frizzy and puffy, and that is not the vibe that I'm going for. But that is this attachment. So I'm just gonna do a little more. So that's that. I think it's okay, but do I need this? No. Would I suggest buying this attachment? No, not really. I don't think this one is necessary. So let's move on to the next attachment. Next up, we are going to be trying the round volumizing brush. And this, I'm sort of just gonna go like this and try and see if it can get the ends. So I didn't really blow dry the ends because I wanted to try this one. I am not trying to fry my hair with using each and every single one of them continuously on my hair. So I'm just gonna be a little smart with how I do it. So we're gonna try this one out, and we're gonna try that out more towards the bottom of it where we already did the previous attachment. Okay, so this is with the attachment. It definitely does round out the hair. Really nice, and also just these bristles really do hold onto the hair, which is good. The only thing is that because the air is coming through, it kind of still just sends your hair flying all over the place. So you do have to make sure that you're like holding down the bottom so that as it's blowing, the hair is still kind of just staying in the form that you want it to. But overall, it doesn't look bad. I would have preferred it to be sort of just like a little straighter up here, and the bottom doesn't look bad at all. So this attachment, do I think that it's worth it, or do I think it's, you know, worth buying? I like this one. I do. I genuinely like this one. I think this one could be worth it to be able to get from all of these for my hair, because once again, it does hold on to it. You just have to hold on to the bottom so that the attachment really grasps all your hair, and your hair is kind of like not flying all over the place. But I do think it works well with thick curly hair to be able to still give that really nice round off effect. So definitely sectioning into small portions and things like that, but I do think this attachment is worth it. The next attachment we are going to be trying is the firm smoothing brush. And first thoughts, first impressions, this is going to have my hair flying all over the place because it doesn't have any of those like thick bristles sort of that like really hold my hair. I feel like my hair is just going to be flying all over the place in this, but we can give it a try. I'm going to just try it on this side, which is still partially wet. And I also have just my little water bottle just in case I want to like re-dampen the hair if it dried up too much. So just going to put a little bit of that, and then we're going to try this out. Okay, so impressions, I actually, this is working a lot better than it did my first time around, because the first time I think I just grabbed too much hair. So it looked like this after I used this, and I was just like, you're not supposed to be doing that. But on this side, it does look like, you know, it's definitely like smoothing it out. Once again, you do have to just hold on to the bottom and really like tug at it so that it can dry in that straight motion that you have. But I think I like this one better than I thought I would. I am just so used to my Amika, which has the bristles. I'll actually just pull it over here so that you can see that one, so that I can show you the brush that I keep comparing this to. So this is my Amika, and I don't know if you can see, but this, not only does it have these bristles that stick out, it also has like more bristles inside, which sort of just like pull like a brush that you use to really like tame your hair and really comb your hair down. So I love that about the Amika brush, and I'm bummed that the Dyson ones don't have that. They just have like these bristles out, but I wish that it had those attachments inside, because I feel like it would grab thicker hair so much more. I feel like you need more of those bristles to sort of just pull it down and really tame it into the form that you want. So that's why I keep just comparing it to this, because this works so well. Like I literally just, you know, I just blow dry it and it goes straight down, and I don't have to like tug at the bottom. Like those bristles pretty much do the job at really grabbing all my hairs and blow drying with it. So that is one of the like negatives that I would say about this. And this Amika brush is $100 versus this whole entire set, which is $550, but this comes with so many more attachments. So that is definitely something that I noticed. This sort of gives a little bit more of an Amika brush feel, because it has so many bristles. It really does grab onto a lot of hairs, but still, this also still has like loose hairs just flying all over the place, which means that I would probably have to take even smaller portions, but kind of just delays the whole entire process, because once again with my Amika, I can take bigger portions and bigger chunks of my hair and it will be straightened out nice and smooth. Also, let me know if you guys would like me to do a video with like half my hair using my Amika brush and half my hair using these Dyson tools, just so you can see if it's worth for the straightening and smoothing. I think that this pretty much is all. Well, we'll just keep watching, we'll just keep filming the video, and towards the end I'll let you know what I think is really worth it from this whole package. But yeah, I am definitely comparing the straightening parts of the Dyson to my Amika, and so far I prefer the Amika. So the last straightening brush tool that we have is going to be this soft smoothing brush. And so I'm just gonna use that on this portion of the hair that I already used the firm smoothing brush, to sort of just see what it does and how it works. Okay, so literally just as I was saying, I feel like this just doesn't have enough grip for my hair. Like I feel like I would really have to hold my hair down as I'm doing it, because although it has bristles, it just doesn't have enough bristles for my hair. Like I feel like, and I have pretty much a small section, so that means that I would really have to go take my time to do each and every section of it, when once again my Amika, because it grasps onto each hair and it has so many bristles, it's just so much quicker, and I can do such a bigger portion of my hair with it. So these two, unfortunately for me, like, I mean, I'll use them because they're in my set, but would I recommend them for thick curly hair to straighten? I don't think so. I think that I would better recommend the Amika, and I've heard that the Revlon is sort of very similar to that, where it's sort of just like a brush hair dryer that can really hold on to all your hairs and provides a lot of bristles for that. Now, I must say this blower's power, of course, is out of this world, next level. It sounds powerful, and it also is powerful with the air pressure that it releases. So I would love to see Dyson come out with attachments that can be very similar to this, but that have that, you know, those smaller bristles within to really be able to hold on to all the air. And also, similar to the Amika, something that is round brush to really just be able to, you know, continue with that hair and not have to worry about holding on to the bottom or how am I going to do the ends. I think that would be really great because the technology, the force and the power of the blower itself is really, really good. It's just these attachments, unfortunately for me, I feel like they're just not my favorite. And for $550 for this whole entire set, of course, each attachment is usually like $40 or $50. So you are still getting a deal for getting all of them. But if I had to buy them individually, I think I would definitely pass on these two heads as well as the dryer. Like, I just think that those three items are just, they just don't work for my hair. But in reality, what I really bought this for are the curlers. I don't know about you, but I have been eyeing, you know, girls sort of just trying this whole technology of like the air wrap and just placing it next to your hair, and we'll try it so we can see it. It definitely does take a learning, like a bit of learning, because it can be a little challenging to sort of like see how much hair do you have to put in, all of that. But that is what I was most excited for, and that's honestly what I bought the whole bundle for. I think even the attachment with just those two goes around $450 anyways, which is why I just decided to go for the bundle that has all of it. It'd just be $100 more. So regardless, I'm still saving, even if I don't use, let's say, 2 or 3 attachments, and I bought them. So I'm gonna use them. They're just not my favorite. But that is really what I was most excited for. So what I would typically do is straighten or sort of just like flatten the hair with something like this. I am going to use this because it is a Dyson video, but for my routine, I think what I've been doing is just using my Amika to sort of just get the roots and get everything down, and then finishing off with the air wrap. So that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna straighten the hair and then we'll go into doing the curl. So now we are officially going onto the top of the hair. So I'm just kind of just re-wetting that a little bit just because it has dried up a bit and it's getting a bit frizzy. So I don't want that to affect how it dries. So just gonna put this part over here, and so far, I mean, the hair's not looking bad. It's not looking bad at all. I'm enjoying it. I think it's good. I still think I like my Amika more, but this is also new, so I'm kind of just getting used to it and adjusting to it, but it looks good so far. It really does look good. I'll show you guys all of it when we're done with just the blowing, and then we'll get into the curling. So I'm just gonna do that one. So once again, this is sort of just like what my hair looks like before, and then we'll go work on straightening it. So we are back. Most of the hair is blown out, and let me just give you sort of just a view of what it looks like. This is my hair pretty much done with just that attachment. It's not bad. I like it a little more straight, but I guess I can always just, you know, go over it a little more. But this is what she looks like. The only thing that I typically have when it comes to blowers is just a root, but with that I can typically always just like fix it by going in with a flat iron, just because like I really want to like flatten down those roots, and I think that that's kind of just what's the most curly for me. Typically that would stay like a little curly, so the blower is kind of hard to get that. But overall, I like it. I think it's good. I think it works nice. Are there things that work better? Yes, like I mentioned previously, I would still pick my Amika and potentially even the Revlon, just because I do hear that those two are similar. So I still think that for just a nice blowout, not curls, but a nice blowout for some volume, I would still prefer those other ones, but these are good too. You just kind of have to put a little more effort into it. The dry time is a little faster, but you do just need to take smaller sections and really hold out your ends so that you can get that like straight, nice smooth effect, because if not, your hair will go flying all over the place like a typical blower. So the last part that I wanted to do which is the most exciting part, is the Airwrap Barrel. So I have the bigger one on here. And what I would typically do is just do that on my hair dry, just because if I were to go in like straight with it wet, and I will just wet it a little bit again, so you can see how it kind of just goes from being wet to dry using the Airwrap, I feel like it wouldn't get my roots well to start with. So I would definitely want to do like an initial drying. This hair is like getting tangled already, so I'm just gonna wet a little bit of it because it is getting a little dry already, so that we can just sort of see what it would look like using the barrels on their own. So I'm just gonna refresh that again, not too much because we are about to dry this hair. So I'm gonna take this like that. I am just gonna put the rest of the hair back, hold it up in a clip just so that you guys can see the full effect. Just dry my hair. Let's just put this up like that. And then, so this definitely took some like learning the first time around, because I just had no idea how in the world to do this, because I was just like, I just didn't get it. But so you just definitely get this like that, right? A small portion. And honestly, I think this might even be too much, but let's just give it a shot. That's the only thing. You literally need to have time. Have time to do this, because the more hair you have and the thicker it is, the longer it's going to take for you to do. If you have thin hair, this will probably take you no time to do. But I have, number one, a lot of hair, and number two, thick hair. So we're just going to have it blowing, and it has little arrows which point which way the hair is going to go. So as you can see, it already grabs a lot of just a smaller portion. So I think I'm going to have to go even smaller than that. So let's just separate this over here. So, hello, stay, thank you. Let's just hold that there. So with this, you don't have to do this with your hair. You don't have to curl it. And I think that's kind of just like what's most like enticing about it and unique. Like it just grabs the hair on its own. So you just put it like next to it, and then it will wrap around the hair. And then you just sort of have to like move it up. And then you can let it go, and it will create a beautiful, nice, soft wave. Now, what I was mentioning, which I love the curls that it creates, but if I don't straighten that top hair, honey, we're gonna have beautiful curls in the bottom and then look crazy on top. But I love the volume that it gives. My hair is still semi-wet, but it created that beautiful, beautiful hold. So you literally just have to hold it out, put it on, and it will just grab the hair, which is so cool. And then you can also just bring it up. So let's just do it this way. Just make sure this way. And that is the curl. And I am absolutely obsessed with how this achieves these beautiful bouncy curls. Like literally look at how bouncy. You can break them apart, comb them to create that really beautiful, nice volume. So what I'm going to do is just finish straightening the rest of my hair as I would with the other attachment, and then we'll go into creating these beautiful bouncy curls towards the end of my hair, already dry. We'll come back together and I'll give you guys my final thoughts on the Dyson Airwrap Complete for thick and curly hair. So this is the hair complete with just using the firm smoothing attachment. So this is like initially step one of my routine. What I would do, just kind of straighten it. The ends don't necessarily have to be like super like pretty or straight or anything, because I do want to curl them with the Airwrap. So this is more just to get the base of the hair, and this is what we are looking like. Let me try and turn so you guys can see what the back of the hair is looking like. Definitely lots of volume, but also still a little straight. This side is where I did the Airwrap Barrel, so that's why it's a little more curly, but this is what she looks like. Once again, I love to just put a little bit of oil for hydration. And so now what we're going to do is separate the hair again, because now we're going to go through it all to just get the ends with the air wrap. So this should go a little faster because the hair is kind of already done straight and things like that. So I'm just gonna split it up like this. And then we're gonna do this side first because I have that attachment. You can, you know, sort of alternate. You can do like one this way, one that way. I want all of them to go one way and the other ones to do the same thing. So we're just going to take this attachment and sort of just do that same thing. Turn it on, put it close to the hair, and then let it wrap itself and then remove. And there we go. There we have our curl. Then I'm just gonna continue to just kind of grab some more hair on this side, and then we'll continue to just add some more volume to it. I actually ended up splitting my hair separately because I do want to just do this side. So I split it down the middle. I put this side up so that we can work on it when we get to that side, and I'm working on this side and just going section by section. So I just wanted to show it to you guys. Again, this is already what we're having, and as I finish, I just kind of curl them all together so that they can dry in like their own little curl form, and then later on we can brush through or whatever we want to do. So once again, just going to put it here, let the air wrap up the hair. And then also one thing that I read is to turn off the blower while it's still in its form before you separate it so that it can all kind of just stay in unison. So I'm just gonna do that. So I'm just gonna turn it off and then down. And that'll help it preserve its curl. The one thing that I do see is just like this decide what hair it wants to grab and which one it doesn't. So I always have just those like random strands that don't want to attach to it, but you can easily just like combine it. And then I'm just going to once again put those into their own little curls just so that they can stick and hold their form. But so far, loving the curls, loving the volume. And so I'm gonna do that to this side and then we'll move on to the other. So we are back with just half of my hair curled and the other half with it straight. I just wanted to show you guys the difference. Look at these beautiful curls and bounciness and volume that this gives. So this is the hair originally with just that brush attachment, and then this one is with the air wrap, and I love it. It looks so pretty. I think it literally looks like you just went to the salon to get a nice blowout, and you can literally get it at home. Honestly, I think that for me, the attachment that I was most excited for and that I would highly recommend is definitely the barrels. For curling, this is completely game changer. The only thing is it takes some time to adjust to it for sure, because it pretty much decides what hair it wants to hold. So you can't really like wrap it around. You just have to place it and make sure that you have a small section of hair so that it can really wrap it and then release it, and it just looks so beautiful. I'm obsessed with it. I'm gonna do the other side of my hair, and then we will finally finish this video with just thoughts on each and every single item that I showed you guys here. Okay, so we are finally done with the hair, and this is the final look. Guys, I am so obsessed, and I have to say that the majority of this is due to the air wrap. So let's just quickly go through all the pieces, and then I would just let you know once again which ones I think are worth it and which ones I think are not. We have this first piece, which is the dryer. I think that this is, for my hair, I don't think it really does anything. If anything, it'll just probably make it frizzy. I think this might be actually interesting for diffusing. Maybe that'll be good for when your hair is curly and you just need some cool air or something to just help speed up dry time. I think that's cool. We then also have the round brush, which I do like the bristles of, and I would try that moving forward. So I think this is, this is okay to be able to have. Now, I'm gonna just also do two separate things, whether to buy the piece separate or if the kit on its own, like the complete package, is worth it. So I would say Definitely not purchasing that other one on its own, but since it comes in the package, I do think that it's good for diffusing. This one, I like this one. I think this one's nice. I wish they had a bigger one just to be able to get more hair, but I think that this would be really nice to sort of just round out those edges and be able to have like a nice little just blow. Moving on, we'll go to these brushes. Like I've said throughout the video, they work. They work nicely. I prefer my Amika still, just because I can get my edges a little better. I can get them straight a little better without having to then go in with a flat iron. But I mean, this does the job. It does the job. It's not bad. Would I buy them individually? No. They do come in the set though, so I would be using them, and they're not bad. So no to individual buying. Is it worth buying the whole entire package? I think so, just because you get these two pieces added to that total price. Moving on to the best part of this entire package are definitely the curling barrels. I think this is so worth it. It creates such beautiful volume. It comes with two different ones. So if you have like shorter hair, you can use the smaller one. Or if you want like tighter curls, you can use this one. If you have longer hair or you want looser waves or curls, you can just use that one. I think that those are totally worth it, and they're just so pretty. Like, I'm obsessed with how my hair looks. It literally looks like I went to the salon and got a blowout, and I love it. I am definitely a do-it-yourself type of girl when it comes to my hair, nails, makeup, all of that jazz. So for me personally, I do think that this is worth it. I consider it sort of just like an investment in my hair and beauty, just because I do my hair about every week or every other week when it comes to straightening it. So I do feel like I'll get use out of it. Because I'm filming, it took so much longer than it would typically take, but on a usual, it'll take an hour to an hour and a half, so I can easily get that done, watch a video, call it a day. But overall, although it is a lot of money, like it's a lot of money, I do think that if you do your hair at home or you want to start doing your hair, ultimately down the line, you save a trip having to go to the salon. You can do your hair in your house. Although it's a lot of money up front, you kind of also save over time, and you also get to do so many different styles of hair. You can learn about your hair. You can style it on your own. You just have to be a patient person. If you're not a patient person, don't even bother, girl. Just go to the salon, get your hair. But overall, I think that it's so pretty, and I'm obsessed with how my hair looks. So the Dyson Airwrap Complete, although at first I really wasn't like about it, I was just more drawn towards these. So I would say I would just buy these on their own. The other ones, like I said, with the complete package, I think it's only like $100 more. So for all those other attachments, even though I wouldn't buy them individually, I would get the complete pack. I do see also though that it's pretty much sold out everywhere. I wanted to buy it for Christmas. Originally it was for Christmas, sold out on Sephora, sold out on Ulta, sold out on Dyson, and even now the whole complete package is sold out. So if I had to recommend just one thing, I would definitely say getting the barrels. Like getting that base and getting the barrels is the number one like essential that you need with the Dyson. And yeah, I definitely approve it for thick curly hair. I'm excited to see when my hair gets longer, to see what it will look like. But yeah, this is the finished look. I'm obsessed. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you're on the fence on buying it, I hope that this sort of just helped you be able to see how each of those items work on hair that might be similar to mine. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.